Hello, this is... thank you. This is Patch, and this is Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth, with the most chatty menu you've probably ever heard. I will be talking... I will be talking over this game, and the game's currently trying to talk over me, so I think it's fair's fair. But I'll try and let it speak for itself when it's in cutscenes and when the characters are talking. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. I'll be a private eye. Haven't played this game for a while, so it'll be a good chance to relearn the ropes.
Now, at my end, I can fully see. My last case opened in me a new fear, a real fear, a fear of myself, of what I am, and of what I've always been. All that I was is now lost. Hope, purpose, pleasure, all meaningless. I now walk in the shadows between worlds, and it is there I have finally glimpsed upon what lives in the dark corners of the earth.
Yeah, I think I will be needing tips, thank you very much.
Robert, this had better be good. What's the beef?
Sorry, Jack. We had to call. This fellow will only talk to you. Name's Victor Holt.
Don't know any Victor.
He's the leader of this weird cult that moved in here a few months back. Got about 20 followers. They've been causing trouble all over town. Stealing, going through folks' trash, hanging around outside people's homes at all hours. No one ever presses charges, though. They're a screwy bunch. They've got the locals scared. So tonight, we were just passing, doing the normal rounds, when we heard gunshots fired from their property.
Gunshots? Hang on there. No one said anything about gunshots. Who have we got out here?
Just me, Nichols, and a few new recruits.
Well, that's just great. Lead the way, Robert. I better check out this crazy gang of yours.
Oh boy. Perspective when you look down is quite jarring. Everything feels a little bit zoomed in. You can't see your feet. Not that I'm complaining. I wouldn't want to see my feet.
It's taking him so long. Something must be wrong. I think I saw him with Officer Armstrong. Just take it easy.
Evening, Jack. Glad you could join the freak show.
How's it looking, Henry?
I don't like this one bit, Jack. Check the alley on the right. Victor Holt's over there in the shadows. He's waiting for you.
Can we trust him?
Nope, but we've got you covered. You better take it slowly, though. They're a bit twitchy.
Okay.
Try to stay calm. You better hurry, Jack.
Oh god. Jesus. That was very sudden. No one gave me a gun either. I'm trying to remember what the use command is. It's been a while. There we go. To explain what this game is, it's a horror game, but you can sort of find its roots in a few interesting places. Firstly, I like to think of it as a callback to point-and-click adventure games, but with some action-adventure-y sort of game style.
As I continue to translate the narcotic fragments, I become more and more eager to contact my Yithian masters. These beings truly are gods to us. Their intellect and knowledge surpasses ours in ways impossible to comprehend. I know now just how insignificant mankind is in the universe, a doomed and simple species thrown up as a side effect of an experiment by the elder things. It is a blessing that such flawed creatures as ourselves have such a short and limited future.
So we're going to be reading the journal a fair bit, and I'll probably do the voice for them if Jack doesn't. I like Jack. Jack's a good character. In case you hadn't picked up on the elements of it so far, this is a Lovecraft-inspired game.
That symbol's strange. Looks almost like a flaming eye. I should take a closer look.
And so the game kind of dumps you straight into the whole Lovecraft elements. Sorry for that shocking flash. These are how you save. So I'll be keeping an eye out for them.
It's locked. It's
That one
locked.
to the right taking cover. Kill him.
I have a feeling locked doors is going to come up a lot for us.
It won't budge. It won't open.
Last.
They seem to recognize me. I don't get it. Empty ammo boxes and spent shells. Nothing useful. An old wardrobe.
Thanks, Jack. So, gosh, it's dark. Hello, friend.
Don't shoot. I'm unarmed.
Ah, we've been expecting you, Mr. Walt.
Jesus.
Damn, he recognized me. And it sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this joint. He's dead. Looks like a key. This should help downstairs.
Excellent. Oh, goodness, that was very close to my head.
Damn, he recognized me. And it sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this joint.
Here we go.
I can't open it. Poisoning by the looks of it. He's dead. They're all dead.
Thanks, Jack. Oh,
Poison appears to have been on the menu.
you'll notice that the game tends to blur
I
a
can't
little
open
bit.
it. Suicide. Or rather, mass suicide. These nuts had some serious issues. He's dead. They're all dead.
When Jack
A diary. This will make interesting reading.
When Jack sees stressful things, he tends to get a little bit, you know...
It's an old stove.
Yeah, go calm down by the stove. Let's just crouch here for a moment. I don't think that's helping. Let's go look at this last body and move on.
Nothing of interest. Suicide. Or rather, mass suicide.
I think we've seen it all.
These nuts had some serious issues. What a nut house. The walls have been covered with glyphs.
And sometimes you do have to be careful with this, excitement at Jack's. If it gets too extreme, Jack can just conclude the game session, to put it politely. By the way, I'm not going to warn you every time I decide to save, and I love to save.
It's locked.
Don't I have a key? That's not the key? My apologies. I need to know what the menu button is. Journal... Oh, hi, of course. Thank you for saving, game. There we go.
The key doesn't fit. The key doesn't fit. It's locked.
Oh. Was I supposed to use the key up here? My mistake. I didn't see any locked doors. But I suppose that makes sense. Oh. Must be one of these two then. How embarrassing. As mentioned, I haven't played this game
It won't open.
in quite some time.
The lock on the store is broken. It won't open.
Well, now I just feel silly. And I'll keep on feeling silly. I remember some important parts that I got stuck on the first time. That I won't get stuck on this
It's
time.
locked. It's unlocked.
Ah, there we go. It was right next to me the entire time.
I don't understand. I mean, all of these photos. All of them. There must be some kind of mistake. Why would they want me here? It must be an old case. Something I've forgotten. Some screwball with a grudge, maybe. Think. I've gotta think.
While Jack's thinking, we're gonna go look at the diary and see what we picked up before. So in case you need to read these, I'm not going to read them and actually take up too much time. And you just pause, have a quick glance through, read what's on Jack's mind. This is our inventory, and it's actually very important. All these bandages and things, we'll get to that later, but they actually make a big difference in this game.
All these photos and clippings are of me. I just don't get another key. This should fit the door across the hall. From the dates on some of these clippings, this crazed mob must have been following me for years. Jesus.
Nope, nothing of interest.
Are you sure about that, Jack?
Nothing of interest here.
Okay, nothing of interest. You close that door.
It's unlocked. For nutcases, they seem quite literate.
As I was saying, this is sort of a bit of a
It looks like an
throwback.
eye, but the rest of the painting has no real shape.
Sort of a throwback to point-and-click adventure games, in my
These
mind.
books are really old, and it appears to be a private study area.
So,
The
I'll often
drawer
be...
holds an ancient manuscript. The symbols on the front seem to be written in classical Greek.
Forgive me, Jack. I just wanted to commentate briefly.
There are definitely some strange sounds coming from this side of the room.
I feel like I've been added in post. I'm a side character to Jack's story. Talking to him. What the heck? Oh. Yeah, talking to him from over his shoulder.
Shit, that did not sound good.
Oops.
Well, that's just sweet.
You said it, buddy. You said it.
This sink would be used for scrubbing up.
And the anatomy posters?
Dead bodies, and plenty of them. Something dreadful has been going on down here. In all my time on the job, I've never seen anything like this before. From the markings, he must have been one of their own. I wonder if he volunteered.
You know, Jack, whoops. You know, Jack, before we continue, you seem to be getting a little bit, hyperventilatedly, so let's just have a look at some evidence. You know what, I think I will read those from now on. Goodness.
I've never seen equipment like this before. His beating heart. The contraption above seems to be controlling his breathing. Good God! What the hell is all this? Ah! It's too hot to pick up. This pipe must drain the waste from his intestines. Looks like his kidneys. They're moving around in all that liquid. It's not important.
Jack. You know just what to say to cheer me up. I wonder.
Shit! I'm not touching it again.
I think I'm an accessory to murder.
The crystal's still warm.
I need to turn the brightness slightly up. Well, it's not a problem on your end, I imagine. For me, there is a terrible glare on this very screen, making it impossible to see where I'm meant to actually go most of the time. Even with the slightly highlighted door,
This
which I
tunnel
do
feels
appreciate.
like it's gonna collapse at any moment.
Where did they get all the wood to do this?
It's too hot to touch. I think it's being used as a power source for the machine.
Ooh,
It looks like something's been removed from it.
Jack, really?
It's a similar shape to the slot upstairs.
Okay, I get it, Jack. And that's what I mean about point-and-click adventure.
What the hell is that? been more than 6 years since I entered that strange house in Boston. But to me, it was just 5 months ago. Amnesia, the doctors called it, probably brought on by acute mental stress. I remember investigating the far side of the library. There was screaming. According to the police report, they had searched the house for hours, only to find me later collapsed on the floor. When my eyes opened and I spoke, my colleagues recoiled in fear. There was something unnatural in my voice and blank gaze. They committed me to Arkham Asylum, where I was diagnosed with severe schizophrenia. As it became clear that I presented no danger to either myself or others, I was released from the asylum's care. I have learned little of my activities in the 6 years that followed. The accounts I've been able to piece together show much of my time was spent in travel and study. I maintained a fanatical infatuation with the occult, delving deep into volumes concerning witch cults and dark legends, often in languages unfamiliar to my own. When I reawakened 5 months ago, exactly 6 years after entering that house in Boston, no trace was left of what had been a secondary personality. I was myself again, or at least what I believed myself to be. Return to normal life has been a painful process. In recent days, my dreams have been plagued by cosmic landscapes, and I've become fearful of my own reflection. I am beginning to remember things from that day, more than 6 years past, that I've told no one else.
Jack Walters.
Hello, Mr. Walters. My name's Arthur Anderson. I need your help finding a missing person.
I don't take that kind of job.
Did you get my package?
Hold on. What exactly do you want from me, Mr. Anderson?
It's one of my store managers, you see. Brian's his name. Brian Burnham. Nice lad. He disappeared recently from the First National grocery store in Innsmouth.
Innsmouth? Never heard of it.
It's a small fishing town on the coast, not far from Arkham. I'd like to see you in person before you leave.
Hold on there a minute. I didn't agree to take this what the hell? I'll be here all day anyway.
Jack Walters, taking cases because he's bored. I have a new client, Mr. Arthur Anderson, the regional manager of the First National grocery store chain. It appears that the First National grocery in Innsmouth was recently burglarized, and its manager, one Brian Burnham, is missing. From what I have been able to gather, Burnham is something of a young rogue, a friend of the family. Mr. Anderson gave him a job as a favor. Burnham is looking like the prime suspect for the robbery, but there are a few things that don't add up, not to Anderson and not to me. For instance, why would Burnham force an entry into the store when he had a full set of keys, free access to the cash register, and the combination to the back office safe? To misdirect any investigation? If that was his plan, why did he disappear? Following my conversation with Mr. Anderson, I found out what I could about the ancient town of Innsmouth. For generations, the crumbling seaport and its people have been shunned by neighboring communities. Outsiders are unwelcome there, and there are superstitious tales of strange elements in the town's oldest families. They are of mixed bloods. So the stories go. Whatever that's supposed to mean, the usual hick town prejudice, no doubt. I'm sorry, I butchered that last line. After making a brief visit to Innsmouth, my client came away distrustful of the local authorities. He isn't buying their line that Burnham robbed the place, and wants to know what happened to him. Only one bus goes to Innsmouth, and tomorrow afternoon I'll be on it. Feels good to have a purpose after 5 months trying to break through my amnesia. I always feel a little apprehensive. Maybe it's just wild stories about the town, or maybe it's just because I haven't had a case for so long, in so long. Isn't that only a day later?
Driver, how far to the stop?
It's almost there. I'll drop you at the town square of Innsmouth.
Why lock the gates?
Keeps out wanderers looking for work. We don't want those folks like that interfering with our affairs.
Is the bus from Arkham always this empty?
Aye, and we prefers it that way. Not many come to Innsmouth.
But what about trade? Surely the port needs business.
Innsmouth has the means to look after her own.
I almost feel like this is a missed opportunity to let the player look around. You know, like the intro to Half-Life 1. But I guess you can only do that if you have a lot
This
to
is it,
look
stranger.
at.
End of the line.
It's a good way to build a setting, and it gives the player still that control of the player character that lets them sort of view the world in their own way. And sometimes you can see things that you missed the first time. Little secrets hidden away. It allows the creator of the game to get very creative, but I guess they didn't want to. It could have been a technical limitation too.
Could you direct me to the First National grocery store? I hear they have a shop in town.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, well, you see, I'm looking for a young lad called Brian Burnham. I'm a friend of the family. He worked in the store.
Don't know who you're talking about, fella.
Well, okay.
Chit-chatting to him's gonna get me no place fast.
Oh, there's a bit of a blur effect.
Nothing of interest.
Jack.
Evening.
Aye.
The name's Jack Walters. I'm just visiting.
You don't say, sir. Gilman. Charlie Gilman. I run this here hotel of an evening.
You got any rooms?
I'd not rightly know that for sure. All habits cleaning rooms at present. Them's from out of town can leave a horrid mess.
And reminds me of a
Talking
shark.
to this fellow's getting me nowhere, and he's more than a touch creepy. If I need a room and I'm desperate, then I'll come back.
But I like being like a shark isn't a bad thing. I kind of have sharks in a high regard. Hey, stranger.
Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked...
I can't be seen talking to you.
Well, okay.
Excuse me, Constable. Jack Walters.
Robes. Alien robes. What you want?
Could you help out a stranger to this fine port?
Are you being funny?
No, not at all. I'm after directions to the First National. I hear they have a store in town.
Innsmouth don't take too kindly to them from out of town. Get lost, stranger.
Well, this is about my experiences with foreign places as well.
That fellow was just stringing me along with a lot. It's locked. It must lead to the back of a variety store.
I'm kidding. Most foreign countries
won't
are actually
open.
very polite and very nice and welcoming to tourists. At least all the ones I've been to.
It won't open. Seems this grandiose structure is the esoteric order of Dagon.
Nice place. Oh, hey, the First National. I was looking the wrong direction the entire time.
Evening, Constable.
Oh, excuse me.
Courtesy, I'm busy. No time for stalking strangers.
I'm Detective Jack Walters. I've been hired by the regional manager of the First National.
And I'm Constable Burke, and I'm the law around these parts, and I'm still not talking to you. So get lost.
Man, he really has that Innsmouth look about him, if you know what I mean.
He isn't gonna spill with anything useful.
You know, maybe we can find a way in the back. Oh. Oh well. I guess that was a bit hopeful. Huh. Keep going this direction for the moment. Can't remember if there was a sprint button. If you saw the sprint button, please tell me what it is, because I forgot. Kinda wish I went back to that alleyway. This is starting to get a bit far away from... Oh, hello. Excuse me. Oh, there we go.
The name's Jack Walters. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss...
Miss will do for now. Welcome to Innsmouth, Mr. Walters.
Thanks, I think.
Take my advice. Do what you must and then leave. Tonight. This port does not cater well to visitors.
While I appreciate your concern, miss, I can handle lousy hospitality.
Very well, Mr. Walters.
I appreciate Jack's upbeat attitude about these kinds of things.
This doll seems more open than some folks around these parts, but she isn't going to talk to me right now.
Well, let's continue on our search. Where is she even going? Oh, for a moment I thought she was going to walk through there. Well, I'll leave her be. Then it seems rude to keep bothering her when she's trying to give me advice.
It won't budge.
Oh, I think I looped through that alley I wanted to check out. I guess the game's kind of built cleverly in that regard. I walk down to the right, it loops me back around to here. The game's almost directing me in a way. It's clever design, and I can appreciate that in a game. Yep, it's directing me this way.
And the ship that loves the lives, with a good wine piping, with a good wind piping early, in the towering gallant's mast. Ah, my boys, these are the joys of the noble and the brave, who love a life in the tempest strife, in the home of the mountain wave. When the
don't mind me.
driving rain of the hurricane puts the lights of the lighthouse out, and the growling thunder sounds his gong, and the whirlwinds battle out. Ha ha! Do you think that's the valiant shrink? No, we were bold and brave.
Sorry, I
And
was just
loved the
listening. I
fight
should
in
probably
the
actually
wild midnight, in the storm of the mountain wave. Huh? Who's that there? Oh, can you spare a few pennies, young mister? I can give you something for your generosity.
Who are you?
Zadok, that be my name, though too few years it now. Zadok Allen,
Do you know a Brian Burnham?
just a young'un. Worked over the store. He's gone. Killed, I reckon.
Killed? What makes you think that?
Them's from out of town running a store. Taking business from the Order of Dagon. They'd not accept that.
What else can you tell me about this port?
You just bring old Zadok a bottle of something nice, and old Zadok will fill your ears.
Well, we'll get right on that, old Zadok. I appreciate a man who's...
The old drunkard knows something. I don't think it would... It's just an advertisement for the local Methodist church.
Methodist church. I thought I remembered there being a save point around here, but I might be mistaken. Might be around the corner somewhere. I think that's a dead end. Oh, goodness. That eerie whispering is quite chilling. So maybe we can try our luck with the First National again. I don't believe I can actually quite make it past this man yet. I think I have to come over here, wait for him to return, and stay hidden behind these barrels. But we'll keep an eye out for him. Maybe if I make some noise. The problem is I don't want to go barreling around the corner. There he is. And get caught. That'd just ruin it, you know? Enable sneak. Ah, there it is. Christ, that was...
The window's smashed. I can see what looks like an old dark room.
Well, let's go try and get in.
The delivery truck for the Innsmouth courier.
Oh, good. Can I... Oh, okay, I guess we don't have any papers. Ah, they didn't even lock the joint.
Nope, nothing of interest.
Are you kidding me? A health and safety certificate is of the utmost interest.
The door's bolted shut. The door's bolted shut.
Well, I went the wrong way.
Nothing of interest.
Thanks, Jack. If I do miss any papers or pages, I do apologize. I am looking for them, but sometimes they slip through your fingers, you know?
It won't open.
I suppose. Suppose their security is a little lax because I just almost walked out onto that man without even sneaking.
It's unlocked.
Ah, that's sloppy. Huh.
Assorted paperwork, but nothing of any real interest.
Well, this game does have some tense moments in it. And I tend to find this is one of
interest here.
Early on, they feel more tense when you don't have a weapon to sort of get your way out of things. And you will get a weapon before long.
It looks like I need some sort of lifting handle to get it open.
I'm just gonna have a little look-see through.
The till's empty.
Aw. I do hope I'm not on a timer.
It won't budge.
Okay. If I was on a timer, that'd be quite unfortunate.
These posters are everywhere.
Oh well, on with it. See what I mean about objects seeming highlighted? It's very point-and-click adventure-y. And then you have to try things with things.
A typewriter. The store appears to have been doing quite well under Brian. A typewriter.
No,
Invoices and receipts. The drawer is empty. Stock reminders and general notices. Nothing of interest. The store appears to have been doing quite well under Brian. There's a bottle of bootleg rum and a wooden handle.
Now, I know what's going to happen next, so I'm going straight to the place where I need to go. The first few times I played this, I actually got caught because I didn't realize that was there. Nope, please go down. Thanks, game. You had to make a point of my failure at getting down a ladder, didn't you? It's one of those fears when you play a video game, falling off the ladder. Video games still haven't seemed to quite get them right.
You can rock.
See, that man wasn't doing his civic duty as a police officer.
It looks like a diary. It's gotta have some clues.
Like how this is structured, it makes a lot of sense. Let's have a look at that diary. Thieves have robbed the First National Grocery Store in Innsmouth, breaking down the door and forcing open the cash register. The newly appointed manager, Mr. Brian Burnham, has been missing since shortly before the robbery. This is a very disturbing turn of events, said Mr. Arthur Anderson, First National's regional manager from his Arkham office. This branch had only recently opened, and First National Grocery had high hopes for its success, given the general lack of modern stores and amenities in Innsmouth. The robbery is a definite setback, and more worrying still is the fact that the branch manager remains unaccounted for. Innsmouth authorities could not be reached for comment. Now the diary of Brian Burnham. Well, I agree with the locals on one thing. I shouldn't be stuck in this miserable excuse for a town. I can see why nobody comes here, that's for sure. Another slow day at the store. At first I thought people were staying away because the First National isn't local, but I haven't seen anyone go into any of the other stores either. Come to that, I haven't seen the other stores open for business. This place is deader than dead. Still, it won't be long before I'm out of here. Before we're both out of here. She's the one good thing about Innsmouth. We'll bust open Old Man Waite's safe, take a car, and then it's New York City. Bright lights, nightlife, everything. I'll show her all of it. Oh. We'll get to those missing entries later. But we do have a bottle of bootleg rum, and I'm feeling like drinking it personally, but right now I think we should pass. So this is our health and well-being. You have the head, right arm, torso, left arm, right leg, and left leg. And you have your 4 different things you can use to sort of cure your ills and sicknesses and injuries. And that's your sort of a health bar, so to speak. So when you come in here, you'll see like red marks on different sections of the body, and you click on them to, apply which one of these 4 to it. And that's simply how your health works. Alternatively, you can morphine yourself very quickly, but you can't use that too much. Pretty sure it kills you. I like push block puzzles. I don't know if I pushed it to the right spot. I think I did. Nobody saw that. Out we go, Jack. It's time to leave. We have, crossed the line, I think.
Various chemicals and apparatus for developing photographs. There are some issues of the Innsmouth Courier lying here, and they're dated 1846.
Well, let's take those. That might be interesting reading. In fact, that'll be interesting reading right now. Innsmouth Courier, 19th June, 1846. Obed Marsh, the head of Innsmouth wealthy and influential Marsh family, now sits in the city jail, accused of devil worship and other unspeakable practices. The whole community is left in a state of shock by the horrifying revelations that accompanied the arrest. Readers will no doubt be aware of the deep reservations expressed by the Courier's editorship of other decent citizens concerning the esoteric Order of Dagon, which was founded by Captain Marsh after he returned from the southern seas, and is said to be based upon a primitive religion he encountered among the uneducated natives of certain distant Pacific islanders. The captain's arrest seems to lend strength to those suspicions, and a full investigation is expected to unearth more. How strange. Alright, back to drama.
Old photos of Innsmouth. Most of them have faded beyond recognition.
Well, looks like we're safe and clear out of this place. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot people later.
General notices. They're all dated 1846. The old printing press appears to have been sabotaged.
Who would do such a thing?
Nothing of interest here.
Thanks, Jack.
General notices. They're all dated 1846.
We should, deadbolt that. Before we check out that door, just have a quick look at this one. Oh.
Holy shit!
I agree. Let's go check this deadbolt real quick.
Can't see anything of use.
Really? Well, there's nothing important going on in here then.
Nope, nothing important here.
Oh, this is dangerous looking.
Ah, from the stench in here, this noose broad must have kicked it a few months back.
Jack has such an informal language about talking to the dead. Talking about the dead, rather. But that's why I love him. Jack's got a lot of character to him. I suppose most detectives do. Oh. Made it out.
Nope, nothing of interest.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Hello, Jack.
Damn it.
Do I know you?
Lucas Mackey. Sorry to startle you. Innsmouth doesn't get a lot of visitors. New names spread fast. What are you doing in town, Jack? Hear about the missing Burnham boy?
Not bad. I'm a private detective. My client's a friend of the Burnhams.
Seen the latest press from Arkham? Your boy's been quite busy.
What about you, Mackie? You're obviously not a local. What's your business in town?
True enough, Jack. Nothing too exciting, I'm sorry to say. I'm a government factory inspector. They posted me in this rotten hole to check over the old Marsh refinery. Speaking of which, I've got an appointment with the manager, Jacob Marsh.
Okay, maybe I'll catch you later. That's the first friendly face I've seen in this damn town. But I've been in this business long enough to know he's hiding something.
I'd say he's just a part of the factory investigation bureau. Well, I think I'm ready to keep going on. So far, everything's going pretty well. I have some bullets, you know, the usual. Pretty sure it doesn't even matter if I get caught at this point. Wait, why am I going that way? Actually, yeah, what is inside the place? Am I able to get back in there? I am. It's knocked over too. This is great. So...
Nope, nothing important here.
Thanks, Jack. I just wanted to give it a second check over. Not because I think I might have missed something, but I was wondering if anything was left here after you go through it.
A typewriter. Invoices and receipts. Nothing of interest.
Thought maybe there might be a little extra for people who like to explore. And I do like to explore. I'd always take a path like that if it meant finding something. But no such luck today. Worth mentioning, this game did come out. On the Xbox 360.
Keep your trap shut.
Oh, hello.
I won't tell him anything.
I'm looking for Brian Burnham.
Can't help you.
Well. It's late. I heard the thing bell like 3 times. Is it really only 3 in the afternoon? Looks more like 4:30. Slightly past 4. That clock I don't think is accurate. But still, yeah, it's still blocked off. You looking at me? Yeah, you walk away, buddy. I'm a hardened detective. Nothing about this place will unnerve me.
Hello, Gilman.
What do you want now?
Strange thing about that Burnham lad.
Burnham. Kent rightly says I know what you're talking about.
That's odd. He was all over the Arkham press. Must have been a bit of a local scandal.
Them's matters for the police, stranger. Innsmouth's not a town for rumoring and talking.
Talking to that fella's a waste of my time.
Stop your snooping. And there's for hotel staff only.
Understood. I guess I need to explore a little bit more first.
The sign says, Innsmouth Poorhouse, in memory of Lady Warrens.
Sniffing around with ain't wanted.
Excuse me. Oh right, I need to deliver the alcohol to that crazed old drunk. How forgetful of me. Everybody's always eyeballing you here. It really does make you feel a little unwelcome, but I think there's slightly too many people. Or not enough people. It'd be more interesting if you're walking down the street and there's like 2 or 3 people looking at you, and then you turn around to look at them, and they all suddenly turn away. I think that'd really set up the sort of atmosphere of this place. Here they just stare at you, and you just stare at them back, and then you get in a stalemate. It really doesn't quite have that same unwelcoming feel as much when it's just one person.
If you pardon my asking, have you lived here in this port all your life?
Last 37 years in old lady Warren's house.
Oh.
Before that, over by fishing cannery. Cannery.
Old Lady Warrens? You live in the town poorhouse?
Go and fetch me a bottle of something to wet old Zadok's whistle, and I'll tell you all.
Now it looks like I did that on purpose, but I really had no idea that he was related to that townhouse, the poorhouse rather.
Why, you're uncommonly kind, young feller. Here be a little something in gratitude that might help you in your search.
Did he just give me a gun? No, I'm kidding. It sounded like keys.
Now you be calling me crazy. Like them that's thar rumoring and anchoring in Ipswich. But old Zadok's seen all manner of wicked things since before you was born. Old Captain Obed, where it all began, telling desperate folks they'd orter get better gods. Them's that would answer their prayers.
I don't like where this is going.
Didn't the Christian folk of Innsmouth object to such blasphemy?
Aye, they did. It were around 46 that many folks in town were done with Obed and his ways. And all that wild preaching and too many missing, you see. A party of good folk followed Captain Obed's crowd out to the reef. Shots were fired. Next day, Obed and 30 of his followers were in jail. And for weeks all were quiet, till that artful night of 46. Them's out outside reckoned out it being a riot. But I'd seen them, swarms of them.
Look, old man, I don't have time to listen to these fishing tales.
Was a massacre. The jail thrown open. Mounds of the dead and the dying. Shooting, screaming and shouting all across the town square. Come morning, the mess was cleaned up. Old Obed and his family takes charge, they did. Folks were told to keep shy as strangers if we were knowing what was good for us.
Zadok, who did all this? Who did all...
Said the old captain was now deeper in debt to his heathen gods. They were hankering for more than just sacrificing. Obed told folks they had to take the oaths of Dagon.
What the hell are these oaths?
You just asked old Wes about oaths of Dagon. Aye, he take the 3rd oath. Just head over to his hole in the Dark Street. Then you'll see. For definite.
He's given me a key to the town poorhouse. It could come in handy.
Can you just give me the key to your home? Well, I don't want to bother the man. He's clearly enjoying his drink. Oh.
Mr. Walters, I must speak with you.
It's Jack. And just hold on there a minute, sweetheart. Are you gonna even tell me your name?
My name's Rebecca Lawrence, and unless you want to join Innsmouth's long list of missing, I'd urge you to follow me.
Missing, huh? Like Burnham?
Of that, I'm not sure. You'd be better off asking the Billiam's daughter, Ruth. She was dating Brian.
What? Who's Ruth?
Quickly, you have to follow me. It's not wise to be seen talking to outsiders. Jack, Innsmouth is a strange place. There are things that have no business being here. Foul, reeking things.
Strange. Trust me, I'm good with strange.
That remains to be seen, but I can help you. My father discovered this strange sign while studying an old manuscript. It seems to ward off the more unusual elements in Innsmouth. Whenever you find one, you can use it to find a moment of sanctuary. Now, I must leave before we're seen together.
I've seen that eye-like symbol somewhere before, but never surrounded by a star.
We walked 5 steps away. Okay. I knew there was one over here somewhere. Right, let's continue on. So I think he said we want to go to Dock Street. I saw a few street signs around. Where are we now? South Street, Town Square. I might have to go back to Town Square, but we'll try a bit further out first. Who knows what we'll... Oh, excuse me. Broad Street? Well, this loops around, it's fine. I think that's just a dead end. Yeah. This town does feel quite...
Jack, we can't be seen talking together. What is it?
Why do you stay in Innsmouth, Rebecca?
My grandfather, John Lawrence, was editor of the Innsmouth Courier. He was murdered in the slaughter of 46. He had always despised the Marshes and their blasphemous doings, and it was he who led the party out to the reef that night. They arrested Captain Marsh and his order, and tossed them in the old jailhouse. A few weeks later, my grandfather was dead. My father saw him die. Him and many others, burned alive in the Courier's basement.
All the more grounds to leave.
To leave would be to fail my own legacy. I have a duty to protect the good in Innsmouth, at least what little good remains.
Well, best of luck with that.
She knows plenty, but I need to have a look around myself if I'm gonna crack this case.
I'm glad I walked this way, though. It does seem like I keep coincidentally walking into the right direction to find interesting details. But it is really just dumb luck. I'm not actually proficient in this game in the slightest, as you'll see when it gets a bit more difficult with some of the later sections. That being said, it's still a very fun game, and it might just be that it's structured very well in such a way that no matter where you go, you always sort of find something. Maybe this will tell me where Dock Street is. Yeah, Dock Street, that way. I'm not going to get through there, am I? And this is going to be locked.
It's
but
locked.
I can go to the poorhouse.
It must lead to the back of the variety store.
Oh, variety store right there.
It's unlocked.
I'm glad that I left hints on. It has made my life a lot easier.
If I see you without fire, I'll report your order.
I don't see nothing.
Do you know the Burnham lad? He worked in the First National.
I can't be seen talking to you.
This town's deserted. Where is everybody?
Please stop bothering me, stranger.
Where is everybody? It's very quiet.
Please stop bothering me, stranger.
It won't open.
Well, I tried. What's this?
Do you need any help?
Excuse me, sir.
Disease is rampant in this town.
Apparently. Rampant. There's one diseased person. Jack, I think you're exaggerating.
This town's deserted. Where is everybody?
I reckon you might have scared him off with that ugly freak.
It's the entrance to the town poorhouse.
I can't close the door again. That's annoying. I really want to lock him up. Lock him out. Close the door in his face, you know.
It won't budge.
Great.
Since old Lady Warren's passed away, the food is rotten, but we'll die soon enough.
What are you looking at there, old-timer?
Nothing. I'm just looking. What you doing in old Warren's house, young feller? This hole is for the broke and the dying.
I'm trying to find Dock Street.
It's out back of the house. Everything in Innsmouth is rotten and dying. Windows boarded up, and all sorts of curious barking and crawling around black cellars and attics. How'd you like to be living in a town like this, feller?
I've been to more welcoming places. I don't think he's been outdoors for years. He isn't gonna know anything.
How do you know that, Jack? Maybe he was around for the slaughter. And rats.
This almshouse is home to the old and the destitute. Nothing of interest. Her sleep is restless and erratic.
Well, don't judge, Jack.
Nothing of interest here.
Now, where is out back? Have I missed a door? Oh. Fortunately, I have the powers of observation. Oh.
The old woman's dead.
Christ.
It won't budge.
You just left her there. It's a bit morbid.
It won't open.
You should at least tell the police. Well, I guess the Innsmouth police might not care. Oh, this is a bit... We've had bad luck with the ladders so far, but this should be okay. Hi.
This town's deserted. Where is everybody?
If you don't like it, just turn around and leave.
I wonder if that was voiced by the men.
Hello there, little lady.
Hi, sir.
Are your parents at home?
Daddy's at work, and Mummy's upstairs in the attic. She's been bad.
I see. So, what's your name, little lady?
Ramona?
Well, Ramona, could you get your mommy for me?
Nope. Mummy bites. Daddy says we've got to keep her up there for her own good.
Excuse me?
When I go near the door, she growls. I don't love Mummy like I love my daddy.
You don't say. Ramona, I really need to speak to your daddy. Do you know when he'll be home?
Soon, I think. You can wait inside if you like. Daddy won't mind. I'm drawing pictures with my crayons.
That would be great. Thanks.
There's no stranger danger
I should
in
check the
Innsmouth.
place over while I've got the chance. Can't see anything of use.
I'm not looking for anything of use.
It won't open. won't open. A house plant.
That girl... I think they did it on purpose, but she honestly looks...
It won't budge. It's a recent family photo. The corner's been torn off. I can only see Thomas and Ramona Waits in the picture. An old chest of drawers. Nothing of interest.
I'm in the door, Jack.
It won't open. It won't open.
Making sure it was still making noises.
Looks like a diary. Oh, God. No.
They've taken the last thing I loved away from me.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize what was up there. What the hell was that thing?
There's no time to explain. They'll be here soon. Listen to me closely. You've been the talk of the town all day, asking after the Burnham lad. I heard he never made it to Boston, that he was caught by the order of Dagon.
Did he pocket anything from the store's safe?
Thankfully, no. It's sturdy. He'd never have wrenched it open with a crowbar. There's something in there that needs protecting from the order. You've got to get it out of Innsmouth. Take the key to the back of my store. The safe combination's in my diary, upstairs. Hurry, Jack.
What the hell's in the safe anyway?
You've gone too far this time, Wait. We're taking you in for murder. You'll swing for this.
Wait, he didn't do anything wrong.
He killed his own daughter. It don't collect some blood. There's plenty wrong with that. I'm reckoning you do well to mind your own business, stranger. In Innsmouth, we handle things by the old ways.
Wow.
It won't budge.
Yeah, the old ways are really something.
It won't open. An old chest of drawers. It won't
Jack,
open.
please.
It won't budge.
Which... He said upstairs there was something, right? In his room? Which is clearly not this room, but none of the doors will open.
It won't budge. It won't budge.
Let me check my diary real quick. Arkham Advertiser, 7th February, 1922. Yesterday's edition, we reported on a burglary at the recently opened First National Grocery Store in Innsmouth. The case took a new turn today, as authorities in the town named Brian Burnham, the store's manager, as a suspect in the case. Burnham has not been seen since the robbery, and is thought to have left the area. It is a very straightforward case, said Chief Constable Andrew Martin, in response to inquiries by the Advertiser. This young man simply robbed his employer and fled. I imagine he's out of the country now, if not the state. The Chief Constable dismissed concerns, expressed by First National Groceries manager, a regional manager, Mr. Arthur Anderson, that Burnham may have been kidnapped or injured. Diary of Thomas Waite. The last entry in the diary is from today. It reads, "Another sleepless night. I lay awake, listening to the movements of that thing that I married, pacing about her locked room. Damn the esoteric order of Dagon. Damn the oaths. And damn the town fathers for not hanging Obed March when they had the chance. No, burning him and his whole filthy clan. I wish I could just leave, abandon my sham of a marriage, leave the store to rot and start a new life far away. But I'm trapped here. Every time I look at Ramona, I know it. Watching her sleep, in her beauty and innocence, my heart feels like breaking. She has no idea of what she will become. Yesterday was her 10th birthday. The change cannot be far off. Her birth gave me such joy, so much that I still use the month, day, and year as the 4-number combination for my safe, in that order, starting clockwise. It is as though I am trying to preserve that date forever and deny the inevitable horror. I sometimes think of killing her, an act of mercy before she starts to manifest the horror. God forgive me, but she is my daughter, and I could never harm her. She is blameless in all of this. When the time comes, Innsmouth will be the only place for her, and until then, I must stay here to watch over her. It is my penance, my atonement for creating her life with her chosen mother. After she joins them, if the grief does not kill me, my life will be my own once more. Not that I know how I will have the strength to go on without her." So we have the code, and it is her birthday to this date, which is, I believe, the 7th of February?
Did you hear about Thomas Waits?
I heard when they caught him, he was
Won't budge.
blood.
It won't budge.
I need to get out of here. I can't go back up there, can I? Almost. Oh, right in front of me. Powers of observation. Oh.
Jack. Oh, thank God I found you. Waite's been arrested for the murder of his daughter.
I know. It's my fault, Rebecca.
What are you talking about, Jack? What's your fault?
There was something in the attic. Some kind of animal, and I let it loose. It's all my fault. The police dragged Waits off. He can't take the fall for this. He's done nothing wrong. We gotta do something.
Guilty or not, the Order will see him lynched for it. There's nothing you can do. Oh, you must have taken quite a bang in there, Jack. Your head's bleeding.
Yeah, I think I was out of it for a little while.
I see you've got some bandages. Use them on your head. It'll help you heal. You're not losing too much blood. You won't need a suture.
Thanks, Rebecca.
And she's gone. And so now, I heal myself up with a bandage. Up. Now, how do I... Is that it? There we go. So it takes a moment to patch us up. Goodness, look at this mess. No. And we're back. So I believe I now have the save combination to the store. I don't think anyone's gonna stop me. I'm just walking on in. Oh.
It won't open. It won't budge.
Dang it. This is where he wanted me to go, right? Oh, oh. Let me just verify that that's what I was meant to be doing. I'll check out the hotel in case I'm meant to go to sleep now. But I think I meant to... Oh, maybe it's the variety store.
It's unlocked.
Man, Tom, you really need to take more care of your place. No deadlock? Great. What were you selling here?
Nothing of interest.
Keep at it, lady.
It won't open.
Aw.
You don't look like your standard crook, sweetheart.
Jesus, you crazy sap! Who the hell are you?
Jack Walters, private detective. And considering your recent break-in and entering, how about I ask the questions?
Have you any idea who I am?
No, and I really don't care.
My family has influential contacts in the Order, so I'd advise you to mind your manners, sir.
I'm from out of town. The Order doesn't hold much sway with me.
Really? Out of town, you say? How interesting. I'm Ruth. Ruth Billingham.
Huh. You're Brian's broad. That figures.
Brian? I don't believe I know a Brian.
Yeah, right. I've been fed that line 1,000 times, and from much better liars than you. Look, Ruth, the rumor around town is that your lover boy is in the hands of the Order.
What? No, that's not true. They'll have him killed. It was all my idea. I just wanted a clean break from here.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. You're the detective. You think of something. I'll be waiting out at the old fishing cannery the next 2 nights, just past the abandoned railway station to Rowley. When you find him, give him this. He'll know it's from me.
Well, if anything would tell him it's from her, it's literally a picture of her. Can I push this? Alright, so this safe. So, if I'm correct... Let me just check this one last time. Yesterday was her 10th birthday. Okay, so the 6th was her birthday. So the 6th of the 2nd, 1912. It said going clockwise, so I think 6, 2nd, and what? 1 and 2? Unless it expects me to do the full... Oops. Oh, dear. Well, maybe let's go the other way. 6, 2, 1, 2. I'm gonna be here a while. Jack, come on. 2. Maybe I go the other way. 2, 6, 1, 2. Oh, goodness.
Yes, that's it.
I don't think you know what clockwise means, oh hey.
The safe holds a heavily bound manuscript. The front is embossed with the words, Book of Dagon.
And I save. Well, I think I'm going to call it for now. Got quite far. Did quite a lot. Feeling pretty good with how the progress is going. And the game is very fun, so I'll definitely be continuing this one. Seeing it all the way to the end. And what quite a few twists and turns this game has. But just to see us off... Oh. Can I read the Book of Dagon? I can. I don't think I can. Well, you can have a read through them. But for now, I think that's all. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you then.